The UFC's lightweight division has always been a legendary one. Once ruled by icons who quite literally shaped the entire atmosphere of the sport. From Conor McGregor's left hook of doom, Khabib Nurmagomedov's unmatched wrestling dominance, to Tony Ferguson's unstoppable chaos, and Anthony Showtime's deliverance of just pure magic inside of the octagon. But what if I were to tell you that those titans before are only relics? And today we are witnessing the golden era of the lightweight division, with Islam Makhachev taking charge and sitting upon the throne as the pound-for-pound king. Ilia Topuria, the former king of the 145ers, who has now entered the lightweight Shark Tank in hopes of usurping that 155-pound throne. Arman Tsarukyan, the young, the hungry, #1 contender, proving himself as the division's next unstoppable force. And of course, we cannot forget about Charles Oliveira, Charles do Bronx, the record-breaking submission artist as well as former lightweight king, looking to prove to the entire world why he was once hailed as the one who stood upon the top of all the rest. The lightweight division is by far the premier weight class currently in the UFC, and it has never been deeper, more competitive, or more electrifying than what it is today. This is the golden age of the lightweight division, and the best is yet to come. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share so you can help me reach 2,000 subscribers by May. I'll deeply appreciate you. And make sure you join the official UFC Discord, link in the description. Alright, so look. The UFC's 2025 lightweight division is an absolute masterpiece from top to bottom. It's filled with global superstars, elite athletes, and legendary fighters who are all competing at the highest level at the absolute primes of their careers. And years from now, when we look back at this era, we're going to realize that, in retrospect, we were witnessing one of the most talent-rich periods in the history of mixed martial arts. The golden era of the 155-pound division, and we are so lucky to be here for it. And standing on top of that mountain, literally, we've got the ruler of Daggy Rats himself, Islam Makhachev, the reigning lightweight king, as well as the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world right now. I mean, when we're talking about his dominance inside of the octagon, it's absolutely something special to see and nothing short of just remarkable. On top of that, he carries the legacy of Khabib Nurmagomedov while simultaneously establishing his own path of greatness. I mean, his skill set alone is as complete as it gets. Elite wrestling, sharp striking, and not to mention his world-class defensive abilities. You name it, Islam Makhachev can do it. And that's kind of why he's one of the most well-rounded fighters currently in the game. And every fight that he takes further cements his legacy as one of the greatest fighters to ever do it. And now, stepping into the picture, we've got the one, the only, Ilia El Matador Topuria, the former featherweight champion and the one who left his 145-pound title behind in order to make his mark at 155-pound greatness. And look, if you've been watching me for a little bit, then you should already know by now how much of a staunch Ilia El Matador supporter I am. I mean, what's there not to love? We're talking about the cat who not only finished but dismantled two of the featherweight division's greatest to ever do it, in Alexander Volkanovski and Max Holloway, back-to-back within a 7-month time span, all at the ripe young age of 27. I mean, dude, this cat is a bona fide marauder. His speed, nuclear knockout ability, and well-rounded game makes him one of the biggest threats to anyone in the division. I mean, his presence alone shakes things up at 155, and there is no doubt in my mind that he will soon become the undisputed lightweight champion of the world. And if he can carry his same dominance that he showed in the featherweight division to lightweight, then we could be looking at another all-time great in the making. Mark my words. Now, let's not forget about Charles Oliveira, Charles do Bronx. And while he's been at the top before, he's now on a mission to get back to where he once was. A former champion with the most submission wins in all of UFC history. Charles Oliveira is one of the most dangerous fighters the sport has ever seen, and whether it's on the feet or on the ground, he brings a level of chaos that only a few select fighters are able to handle. I mean, his career has been an absolute roller coaster, but right now, he's still at the top of his game and hunting for that undisputed belt once again. Right behind him, we've got Arman Tsarukyan, one of the most promising young contenders in the division currently, with some even believing that he's already the second best fighter at 155, with him not even being at his prime yet. I mean, when we're talking about skill sets, his mix of his high-level wrestling, his high-level striking, and his brutal ground and pound makes him a nightmare matchup for anyone. And while he did sell the biggest bag yet in his chances of becoming an undisputed champion during UFC 311, there is no doubt in my mind that he's gonna get that shot again. And who knows, he might be successful this time around. Then of course, there's Justin the Highlight Gaethje, the absolute epitome of the ultimate warrior. Like, I'm gonna look you in the eye right now and tell you that there has never been a boring Justin Gaethje fight, and I promise you, without a shadow of a doubt, there probably never will be. And whether or not he's fighting for the title or just throwing down for the love of the game, Justin the Highlight is just pure must-see TV. And, you know, when we're talking about skill sets, his blend of his knockout power, his relentless aggression, along with his ruthless heart, keeps him in the elite ranks of the lightweight division. And every time this cat steps into the octagon, I promise you, he's bound to put on a show. And now we've got Max Blessed Holloway, another former featherweight king who has now decided to test his luck against the 155ers. Max Blessed is one of the best pure strikers in all of MMA history, and his legendary durability, while it was fraud-checked by Ilia El Matador, makes him one of the toughest puzzles to solve for anyone going against him, basically. And with his move back to the lightweight division, the weight class has now gotten even deeper. And like I said for Ilia El Matador, if he can bring his featherweight success up to this division, he could be a real big problem for a bunch of the top contenders at 155 pounds. Now, how could we talk about the lightweight division without mentioning Dustin the Diamond Poirier? He is quite literally the definition of a battle-tested, gritty veteran. And, you know, even though he's been around for a little bit, he's still out here going blow for blow with the best of the best. Dustin the Diamond has had some of the most iconic fights in all of lightweight history. I mean, for instance, let's look at his saga against the Notorious, his back-and-forth slugfest with Justin the Highlight, his barn burner brawl against the pound-for-pound king in Islam Makhachev. Or what about his non-forgettable fight that took brain cells from both parties involved when he fought against Dan the Hangman Hooker? And even at this stage in his career, Dustin the Diamond is still a dangerous opponent for anyone. And if there was ever an uncrowned king in the entirety of mixed martial arts, it's gotta go to Dustin the Diamond Poirier. But beyond the title challengers, we've got fighters like an Iron Michael Chandler, as well as a Dan the Hangman Hooker, who may not be sitting at the tippity top of the rankings, but both define what it means to be a top contender in the lightweight division. And though they may not have held the undisputed gold, they have both fought the best of the best within this division, and you can always count on both of these cats to put on an absolute war. I mean, Iron Michael's explosive athletic ability mixed in with his knockout power makes him a threat in any fight. And then the Hangman, with his durability and his striking skills, they all ensure that he is never an easy night for anyone. And so you see, I personally believe that the beauty of this division is that it quite literally has everything. I mean, we've got dominant champions like Islam Makhachev, hungry contenders like an Arman Tsarukyan, legendary veterans like a Dustin a Diamond, a Max Blessed Holloway, as well as a Justin the Highlight Gaethje. And not to mention the young and hungry killers like an Ilia El Matador and even a Rafael Fiziev, all fighting for the same prize. And that mix of experience, star power, as well as raw talent makes this division the most competitive in the entirety of the UFC. And every fight at lightweight feels like it matters, and every matchup has the potential of the fight of the year. And where some fans may argue that, the real golden era of the lightweight division has already happened with, the Khabib Nurmagomedovs and, the Conor McGregors when they were at the tippity top of their primes, I'd argue that what we have right now is even better. Back then, we only had a couple of dominant names ruling over the division. Now, it's a goddamn war zone with no single dominant force. We've got multiple, and any of these guys can beat each other on any given night. And that's what makes it not only special, but extremely exciting. And now that I think about it, we've all got to appreciate it while it all lasts. And as you can see, some of these guys won't be here for much longer. I mean, Dustin a Diamond, Justin the Highlight, and Charles do Bronx are all in their either mid or late 30s with their athletic abilities slowly but surely reaching that sell-by date. And, as we all know, the MMA landscape is always changing as well as always evolving. But for right now, though, this is the most stacked, competitive, and most exciting weight class we've ever seen in a little bit. This is the UFC's lightweight division at its absolute peak. But that's all I've got to say for this video. Let me know in the comment section below, what are your guys' thoughts on the current UFC's lightweight division? Do you think it's in its golden era, or do you think there's another premier weight class in the business? And if so, which one do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. But that about wraps up the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.